So you're still under the opinion that it might be a good investment, the 3,000? I don't want to put the city in jeopardy. If they've already got a...
They're covered. They've paid their part, they're fine.
Okay.
It's just the county.
It's just the, the probability of monies that could help Cheyenne County, we'd be missing out on.
Yeah, but that's a probable.
Well, if they defaulted on the housing and the housing was sold, would we be first in line to collect? Could we collect this from that?
I do not know.
Are you asking like a tax foreclosure?
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to be
I think when something's sold, the back taxes have to be paid.
at a private sale. Now, if it goes through a tax sale,
Right.
then it goes to the highest bidder. And if that doesn't make up or doesn't pay all of the back taxes, penalties, and interest, then that's abated to the date of the filing of the deed. So you don't recoup your taxes when it goes, necessarily when it goes through a tax foreclosure.
But what if they sell it outright like they did the other ones?
At a private sale, they have to pay the back taxes.
That comes out off the top before anything changes hands.
Because on your title insurance commitment, it's going to require that.
It's a gamble either way.
It'll bring more than the taxes. It'll bring more than the taxes.
Well, I don't know. Because they sell it for whatever they want.
Well, but they gotta pay the taxes. Yeah.
Okay.
If it goes to tax sale, it's gonna bring more than what the taxes are.
Okay, you want to table this and discuss it next meeting?
I think so.
And we'll reach out and try and get more information if there will be any new monies coming out. And if so, then if necessary, I'll ask Scott to call a special meeting.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see exactly how many counties,
If any other counties are holding out.
you know. Okay, well, we'll table that matter until next. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
can we help you this morning?
Well, we just came to see what has transpired since our last meeting as far as the road and what y'all propose to do about the situation.
Well, I know the sheriff's office taken quite a few actions. I don't know specifically how many or the exact number, but I know they've issued quite a few citations out there. Warnings, I do not know. Have you noticed any improvement?
No, that's why I'm here. So I'd like.
You have not?
Nope. I haven't called once or twice. I've probably called 22 times. I was in my shop early one morning to avoid the heat in my spray booth. I got done about 10 o'clock. Walked out in my shop. And there was a deputy right across the road at Mike's, where the dirt pile is, directly across from my shop. And I just walked over there to visit. He goes, "Hey Dave, how you doing?" I said, "Have we met?" He goes, "Yeah, but I don't remember anywhere." Sitting there visiting from Texas. I graduated high school in Texas, and so we just visiting. Well, he's looking east. Here comes a guy over Rolfs Hill at the top by the cemetery road. And I was leaning on the window in the pickup talking, and that thing, his radar went beeping and going off. And I just looked in there. It was 58 miles an hour. And I said, "Get him." I said, that's 18 miles an hour over the 40. He said, "Well, you know, that's just 40 at the top of the hill. where they see that sign, I gotta give them time to slow down. I said, baloney. I said, there's a 40-mile-an-hour sign over the hill east, and at the top of the hill, it says 35 mile an hour. Oh, no, we was arguing. I said, all right, let me in this pickup. I'll show you. So, we went over there and we left. Well, I apologize, I didn't know. I tried to make a copy, I'm out of black ink. Kathy and Tom could not be here today. Kathy's called in several times.
I've called in many times.
You read that, Terry, and so I don't know how many tickets have been, you know. You
Because
know,
according to that time that she observed, there was not a ticket that was issued. The lights were flashed at the vehicle who was speeding way over the speed limit, and nothing was done to that vehicle.
according to Kathy, the guy's going 60 miles an hour. This has happened enough, y'all, that we kind of have a pretty good guesstimate of the speed. You know, it happens all the time. I know what 40 mile an hour looks like.
Exactly.
I know what 90 mile an hour looks like. And so Kathy is approximating, you know, this guy was going approximately 60 mile an hour. So this happens enough that we have a pretty good guess on the mileage. Not exact, we don't have a radar, but. So there's been 2 instances just for me and Kathy. So I don't know how many tickets have been. You know, in my opinion, again, like I said last time, you know, if this is not enforced, and I think that this is such a norm or once you get to top County Road Hill, it's clear sailing to Wheeler, as long as the deer ain't jumping out in front of you. Lord willing, it ain't a kid, but it's just a norm that, you know, everybody does it, that's just a thing, and in order to stop that, in my humble opinion, a couple tickets ain't gonna do it. Now, 5 tickets a day for a week, that's gonna raise some eyebrows and upset some people, I realize, but if that's what it takes to stop this, then once that's done and there's the word's out that, you know, if I'm speeding, give me a ticket. But unless it's enforced rigorously, even if we drop the speed limit, I don't think that's going to do anything. And then I'd like to know what y'all have found out about putting 3-way stop up at the cemetery hill by Rawls, and then a 3-way stop at Road 15.
We'll have to rely on
You
Dave
shaking
for
your
that
head?
information.
No.
No.
Why?
You people live on a road just like 6 other roads going out of this town.
Okay.
And there's 3 or 4 out of Bird City. I can name you people that speed on those roads. I live on them.
Yeah.
Why do you people think you're more important than the rest of them?
But the other people issuing complaints, we're not saying that we're more important.
I don't know why
We're
they're not
here to
issuing
make a
complaints.
suggestion and to inquire.
I'm sorry.
We aren't here to offend
Maybe
you.
we'll just raise it back up to 55 where it belongs and you people will deal with it.
Well,
I don't think that you were being very helpful in that
You're right,
statement.
I'm not,
You're being
because-
antagonistic and defensive, and we're here for a solution.
Well,
Why
then
are
go
you
to the
behaving
sheriff's,
this
why
way?
to go to the sheriff's department? He's the one that does it. We have nothing to do with it.
We
Zero.
are the bosses and supervisors of the,
No, we're not.
Of the sheriff's department?
No, we're not.
He's an elected official, just like us.
You people need to talk to him, not us.
Well,
we aren't here to offend you,
Okay,
we're just asking
yeah.
for your help, and I don't know
We're
why
not
you're
gonna help
becoming
you.
defensive.
okay.
If I might, what has been transpiring is I did have a conversation with Cody regarding the road and the conversations that were had the last time that you were here. And we did talk about having more of a law enforcement presence on that road. I can tell you, one day they wrote 5 tickets just from that road. So they are trying to do the best they can to make their presence known on that road so that people will slow down. But you must remember also that we've got over 1,200 miles of roads in Cheyenne County. So they are trying to do the best that they can to be a presence and to get people's attention to make them slow down. And there have been numerous tickets that have been written on that road. Now, in regards to the stop signs and speed zones, etc., Dave and I have been consulting what can and cannot be done. And according to the rules and regulations that are in place, and like recommendations from the state, it seems that we have pretty much done what we can given those provisions. The, like the stop signs that were talked about last time, according to, what is this called? What did you say this was, the Road Bible? The Road Bible. There's really not enough there to go ahead and put in those stop signs. Okay, so the best that we can do at this point in time is try and coordinate with the Sheriff's Department for better presence and enforcement of those speed zones. And I will have a conversation with Cody again. Unfortunately, he's been very ill. He was going to be here, but he couldn't. And so I will visit again with him. But as is being indicated, the Sheriff's Department, when you're dealing with an elected official, then they control their department. And though the commissioners can make suggestions, they can't tell them necessarily what to do. As long as the job is getting done. Okay?
And your parameters here on the stop sign, what I'm saying is if this was a flat road, a county road, we probably wouldn't have a legit drive here. But the fact that there's hills right there that you can't see, coming into Mike's driveway, coming into my driveway, and people walk that road. There was 2 women out there with 2 babies last night. And you're saying...
And what I'm saying is, those people that are walking are impeding traffic.
Pedestrians have the right of way. Pedestrians have the right of way.
I don't know about that.
Yes, they do.
I don't know
Pedestrians
about
always
a
have
county
the
road.
right of way. And what I'm trying to avoid here is somebody getting hurt, seriously hurt or killed, because people aren't going 40, they're going 70 and 90. That's what I'm trying to avoid. And for you guys just to sit here flat and tell me there's parameters, everything is negotiable. And I believe if the state knew the topographical area, what's going on in that short range, and the fact that we have on file speeders that are going 90 mile an hour, I think things would possibly be suggested otherwise.
Dave, Dave, would you like to chime in on this in regards to the rules and regulations?
We discussed this a long time ago. Norm Bowers was a great advisor on this. We took his suggestions, posted the way it needs to be. We feel it's safe the way it is. As far as pedestrians, this is a public highway. They're not supposed to be on it. You don't see them when we're walking Highway 36, do you?
That doesn't.
All the time.
You
Sure
see
I
them
do.
walking Highway 36.
Sure I do. And they're on the right side of the road. I see bikers, I see people walking 36. I see people on I-70.
Okay, we're getting nowhere faster.
Yes, we are.
Okay, Bill.
I've got a suggestion that if it's possible, why not make it, from the county shop all the way to about 150 feet or more past the cemetery road, a 30-mile-an-hour speed zone. That way people come from the east will see that 30-mile-an-hour speed limit. I know they may not pay attention to it, but it's posted there, they'll slow down and
Well,
30-mile-an-hour on through.
You can make that argument both ways, Bill.
Yeah.
It's already posted 40 and they're not paying attention to it. Dropping it 10 more mile an hour,
Well,
I don't know if we're going to gain anything.
I agree, Derek. I agree. Unless it's enforced, they're really not going to matter.
Yeah. Well, so the whole thing is kind of contingent on stepping up enforcement, effective enforcement. You just got to remember that we're a small county with a small staff with a lot of roads. So all we can give you is the best that we can do. We'll try to improve. We'll visit with Cody again, and That sounds like about the only avenue we have, because the state's not going to support the sign thing.
Well, I understand that, but I'd say out of all your county roads, that's one of the busiest county roads, or the old Highway 20, old Highway 36. That's one of the busier ones, you know, in the county. I know because I picked up trash almost all the way to Wheeler on that road there. And I've seen vehicles flying by there.
Well, there's no doubt.
Did it improve any from the last time, say for a week or two, did
Mr.
at all?
Martinez, I have to be honest, for a couple days, yes. For a couple days, yes, because they were out there, we were aware that they were out there, we saw quite a bit. You know, and then that petered off, you know, kind of, you know, they've got, I get it. You got so many guys, I understand that. I do not think I'm special. What I'm concerned about is the safety, just like, again, the way that is, and you all know how that road is. That's what, and the fact is, people do walk it. What are you gonna do, put up a sign that says, nobody walk this road? People do walk it. It's an attractive, they make the lap. They walk that, they go by the cemetery, and they come back around. That's just, that's the area.
Okay, well,
And you guys know this, and people that are driving 60, 70, 90 mile an hour, the odds are something's gonna happen here, you know? Me pulling out of my driveway, I got nailed, or would have got nailed if I'd have been on the east side as opposed to the west. And to me, you guys are hearing this situation, and it's just, we ain't doing nothing about it.
And trying to make us feel like we're special
okay,
by coming here.
we're not going to go down that road again.
Okay.
We're doing the best we can with what we have.
Okay.
We're going to hope for more improvement. We'll do our best. We'll have the conversations with law enforcement. It sounds like changing signage is just not going to happen. Is that kind of the way?
I don't see it just going to improve things.
You don't see that it's going to improve things? Is that why you're not pursuing it, because that's your opinion? Or is there a rule or regulation that's not allowing you to?
We went above and beyond what the recommendation was, and then we also go by the stopping distance and the sight distance. And, you know, if they drive at 40 mile an hour, it's plenty safe.
But
So
David,
there are
they don't, that's the issue.
That's it, they
In
don't
a
go for
perfect world, I understand your parameters. In a perfect world, if everybody drove 40 miles an hour, but that's not the issue.
Are there-
David,
So,
here's the thing. Just like you said, they don't go 40 mile an hour. So in order to get them to go 40 mile an hour so that everything works, we need to have that discussion with law enforcement again about a greater presence.
But if you put a stop sign at 15, that's gonna stop them. That is the law, you gotta stop.
My question is,
And you'll have to stop at cemetery.
are the recommendations?
Special or not, that's gonna slow them down.
Okay, we don't need to go there.
Well, that
Please.
ticked me off.
Allowing you to do more if it were your choice to do more.
yes, you can always do more.
So there's no legal parameter that says that you can't put a stop sign there. If you choose to put
We
a
have
stop
to
sign.
do an engineer's study in order to do that.
Okay, so that kind of sounds a little different than what I picked up earlier. So that is an option. But it's up to you guys whether you want to pursue the engineer doing a survey.
Not
And
exactly. That is Kansas Department of Transportation territory.
So
It's
who-
KDOT's.
So who recommends to them that that needs to be done?
I do not know that.
Who recommends to them?
We'd
that-
have to hire any engineer, as far as that goes, to do the study. Request.
And you're
But
saying
more
you're
likely they're gonna
willing to
say-
do it?
They'll study the stopping distance again, and they'll probably say this isn't recommended, and I'm sure the board would go through whatever they say like that.
But we're projecting that that's what they're gonna say. We don't know that until that would be the whole reason to get that done. We're just trying to look and see what all our options are, and so I would hate to make that assumption without knowing for a fact whether that's what they're gonna say or not. So
Okay, I hate
based
to
on
interrupt, but we're getting into somebody else's time here.
that- So,
So
no
we'll-
solutions other than what she suggested was making sure the law enforcement, starts issuing more tickets. I mean, 5 in one day you said is great, but it's gotta be more than one day. It's gotta be before, it can't just
I'm
happen
sorry,
right before
I was just using that as an example. I didn't actually go through and tally all of them, but I wanted to show you what they could accomplish with a presence out there.
So,
Dave, did we have a study that recommended 40 before, at some point in time?
No, it was just the advisement from the local roads advisor. And he was an engineer as far as that goes.
What was he and how, where's he out of?
can we get that information?
He's retired now, but he's with the Kansas Association
He
of
just come
Counties.
up and said, I recommend you guys reduce it to 40. That's what he said?
He actually said 45 on our, on what information that we had sent him. And he said, if you went 40, you went above and beyond on this,
What was the reason for that?
based on stopping distances.
Okay, we need to wrap this up. We have a lot more people present, so we will work on it.
Okay.
We'll do the best we
Thank
can.
you.
I would like to say that, I have seen the increased presence, and I sincerely appreciate that, but I also have the same concern because we've got people 3 and 4 taking up half the road with babies going down that street. It's scaring me to death.
All right, thank you, folks. Roger?
Sorry I missed the last one.
That's all right.
Maybe Willie has brought you guys up to speed. If you saw the budget for next year for the recycling organization, Colby, $70,000 in the hole. There's no way we're gonna get robbed.
Yeah, I told them that we have maybe one more year and then
What's that?
I told them maybe we have one more year where we,
Yeah. I think we've got enough money to last out this year. What I'm working on with Lynette and Rollins County, there's still 3 counties in, Decatur, Rollins, and Cheyenne. Cheyenne has invested a lot. There's the center in Bird City and the one up here. Decatur County, they just put in got a big new building and they did some investment. The commissioners did. They got kicked out of their old building. So those 2 counties did a lot of investment into their recycling. Decatur County, not so much. And we keep getting the threat from them, well, we may not be joining next year. We may not be joining next year. We've heard it for how many years? Well, longer than you've been on it.
yeah.
But I think the reality of it is we're not going to be able to run past this year with the way we're doing. So what I'm working on is a different deal. I'm trying to see if we can get rid of our operation in Colby. We've got a big building over there. We've got a lot of equipment. We've got employees. And basically, everybody from Highway 36 is taking their stuff over to I-70. So we're working to see if Sunoco would be willing to pick up on Highway 36. That's one of the things I'm looking into. The other thing is, in our bylaws, we have the membership counties, if we dissolve, divide the property equally by who is still a member. And right now, what we're insured with from KCAM is about $500,000 in equipment and buildings. So my idea is, or what I'm thinking is that if we could use that, if we liquidated out some, not all of it, because we may need some of it, but it would give us a chance for these counties, the 3 counties up here, to establish a different way that we could still collect and get the stuff moved out.
Would you require a new building?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Possibly, due to the fact that the big horizontal baler is ours. And that is what we do a lot of our
baling is that Sunoco likes to pick up. Lynette thought that if we just used our balers that we have, our small balers, and sent things out like that we probably would not get paid for our recyclables like we are now. Not that that's any great deal, because we're not, recyclables, our sales is down considerably.
And some of that stuff's worth nothing, like the glass.
Yeah, right.
It's worth nothing.
Well, is the market ever going to come back?
I don't know. Once China got shut off,
Yeah.
it just threw everything in the tubes.
Yeah.
So I think that we got to figure something out different. But I think there's potential to do that, because we would have some money to back it and some equipment. I realize there's 2 here that might not be here next year or whatever, and then there's 2 in Decatur County that are Rollins County, and I assume in Decatur County too. But I just don't get a real warm feeling from Oberlin. But I definitely do with the commissioners in Decatur County. So I think if we worked it right, we could make it work. It may even, I don't know, you guys are paying a lot of money to haul your stuff to Colby. That bill every month's pretty good. And there's just a lot of things I think that we could eliminate, plus maybe enhance if we
If they
make
pick it
work.
up here.
Huh?
If they pick it up on 36.
Yeah.
Have you proposed this to the other counties, Rollins and Decatur, yet?
I have talked to Corey that runs the recycling center in Atwood. I haven't been to the commissioners yet. But he thought the same thing I do. We think we can make it work.
Well, I think it would behoove all of us to pursue that.
I think Lynette, our director, she's willing to just work from her home and schedule loads as a part-time employee. She's a full-time employee now. I think, because basically 2 counties, I just don't get the feeling that Decatur's going to keep joining us.
Well,
Do you, Willie?
I don't think they want to stay in, but they almost have to get their share of
Yeah, they would
that
have.
money, unless they just stood in long enough to get their share and then dropped out.
I have that feeling.
They're dropping out of everything, Decatur County, through my clerk's listserv. I mean, they've dropped out of a whole bunch of stuff last.
Well, they haven't even
years.
invested in a new roof to keep it from leaking in their recycling center over there for a year.
Do the people over there use that recycling center?
They do.
I
The
think
guy that runs it's a really good guy. He works hard at it.
everybody who's in, all the counties that are in definitely use the recycling.
Oh, yeah.
And we would, I think here in Cheyenne, we would notice a difference right away at the landfill if we didn't
Well,
have it.
if we didn't have it, I'll guarantee you, I live up there, but there's somebody in there all the time. And that's the way it is since Corey got his new building set up in Rawlins County. And there's just somebody there all the time. And you can't pull that out, the rug out from under people. There'd be people, you think this road deal's bad?
Well, we've gotten people used to the notion now.
Yeah.
And they're really good about going up there and putting away their recycling. It'd be a tragedy to try to change it now.
And maybe there's some other options besides going to Hutchinson. But that's in-state. Lynette seems to think that if we try to go out of state, that there might be some regulations that they can't haul recyclables out of the state.
Permit problems
Yeah.
you're going to face, I can guarantee you, there's going to be a different set of standards when you go interstate.
But if we could get them to where they could, we could still have our truck and our trailer, big trailer, if we had to haul, say, to a central location, like we are, but you certainly wouldn't have the overhead on it that we do. We have that building over there that's valued at $345,000. So we have 2 buildings. One of them's owned by the city.
In Colby.
Yeah, but the other one's the e-waste building. which we don't do. We're gonna cancel off e-waste, I think, completely. It's getting to be, it doesn't cost, or doesn't pay anything. And, but we can get that building off, and then we've got a portable dock, if we would need one, at wherever the pickup site is, to load the big trucks. We've got a dock. And we've got 2 nice forklifts. And like I said, our international truck and the big trailer. And then we got a flatbed pickup too. But the big baler, it's valued at $60,000, that horizontal baler. And we own it.
How many small balers you have?
There's several of them now. We own one of them up here, and the other one was given to us by Sunoco. And we've got a couple of those others around here too.
At one time, it seemed like somebody told me there was 7 of those things around. Does that sound right?
We've got, I think there's, 3 or 4 sitting over at Colby right now.
Yeah, I
They
think
belong
there's
to
3.
Sunoco.
And
Oh, okay, so
the
they're
2 we
not-
have in Bird belong to Sunoco, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't.
No, that's fine.
interrupt you.
But
Answered my
if
question.
we could work a deal out with them, see, it's based on how much cardboard we send them. And that's why they let us use them.
Are they making any money on this?
Like
Sunoco,
Hutchison,
yeah.
I don't think the margin is as big as it was.
That's what I was thinking. So there may be some waning interest there too.
Yeah. And Lynette's going to be talking to Will down at Sunoco to see what suggestions he might have. And I said, I asked him specifically if he would be willing to pick up on Highway 36.
So it's like, yeah,
So do you own the building in Colby?
Yes, one of them. The other one's owned by the city.
And
So
we're
the
leasing.
The 3 counties own it.
Huh?
The 3 counties own the building.
Yeah, right now.
So when the others dropped out, they just give up the,
Yeah.
yeah, last man standing gets all the equipment.
hang in there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what really hurt us was in Thomas County.
And that was so strange. If you figured that out on paper, they were losing money.
Oh, big time. But Larry Jumper, the guy that pushed all this, he was on our board for a while, and he got crossways. He thought we was running it all wrong. And maybe we were, because look at us now, we're sucking air. But when we depended on Thomas County for their dues, we were making it barely, but we were making it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when they jumped
But
out.
we've used up all our reserves. By the end of this year, we'll have used up our reserves. In 2016, we hit you guys up for $10 a person, and then we took $4 of that and put it away. And that's what we've been running on here. We take about 10,000 out every month to help us get through. But we got 6 months left to go. It's not like we just, we're not supposed to be for profit, or, we're supposed to run pretty close to, our budget at level, but we decided we had to put stuff away. We put stuff away in equipment reserve, and we've got some e-waste money that we've collected in these different funds, but it's,
Well, the problem is, if all of a sudden we don't have the recycling, our landfill fills up quicker,
yeah.
and then it's gonna cost the county a lot of money
Well, that,
I mean,
Jerry
to
over,
dig another hole or to buy more ground.
Jerry Holsey over Allen, he banned cardboard now too. So, pretty good trend.
So you got to go somewhere with it.
Yeah, you have to go somewhere, so
And it's
you're
worth
gonna go back to
something,
the
it's just
landfill.
not worth a lot right now.
Right.
God, there was times we was getting, what was it, Willie? Like
Like 90.
$75, $100 a ton. and
I
now it's down
remember,
about
the highest I remember
25.
was 93 a ton.
Yeah.
Well, look at the whole economy. I mean, look at oil prices.
Right.
It has a potential to come back, and hopefully it will. But yeah, let's work towards that idea. I kind of like that.
And I'm thinking maybe in the long run, it will save us money. Because you guys have always paid a pretty good share. I've been always lucky with the commissioners sitting up here as far as what they budgeted for
Well,
recycling.
you can see the success, though, just like we talked about earlier. I mean, our facility's used.
And Atwood is starting to see those too. They're almost matching us in tonnage now.
The one in
Which
Bird, I
before
know,
they were.
it's, every time I go up there, you always see someone there.
Well,
Even
yeah.
on Sundays and,
There's a need for it, and let's keep it going as the best we can for as long as we can.
So I just wanted to give you a heads up, give you some parameters.
Well, yeah,
But what we're working for and see what can happen. So
well, let's throw the dice and see.
I'll be in close contact, and Willie, of course.
Yeah.
And,
So are you thinking of putting that building on the market right away to maybe, I mean, that would give you 300,000.
we really don't need it. Well, it's full of
I
clothes.
mean, if you're gonna move over to 36, you don't need that building, do you?
No. But we've got stuff in there right now. We couldn't do it with all the balers are in there and the clothing and stuff like that and e-waste. And we've got to get rid of the e-waste. We've got to start this now.
Now,
yeah, we don't own that building though, the one he's talking about.
Which one?
The one that where we have our meetings, that's one we do not own, right?
No, we own that.
Oh, that's the one we own.
Yeah, the one down by the water tower is owned by the city.
Oh, okay, I had it mixed up, okay.
We got that on an e-waste grant. We've got a pretty good deal on the building. That one implement dealer over there, he was wanting to help us out, so he gives us a pretty good shot on it. But and I don't know how real estate's going. And this stuff here's all, my figures are all on what we're paying insurance on it, the value of the property.
Let's
Anyhow.
Let's start.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, well, keep working.
If you guys got any suggestions, let us know. If you can talk to other guys around, see. But I think we can make it work. It's just gonna take some work.
Yeah.
I would sure like to get it. There is another option, that this is what Colby went to, is this single stream, where they just they've got a garbage truck and they haul it to Hutchinson.
Dirty, I mean, unsorted and everything.
Yep, there's not sorted or anything. And basically, they're just getting it down there to get rid of it.
Yeah, because can't be making any money on that.
No, they're not. In fact, we think that they're losing money.
Yeah, but have to.
They're paying to haul it there also, right?
Yeah, right. Well, they bought that garbage truck.
Yeah, and are they
I don't know how
bailing
many tons
it?
you can haul, but that's a long ways from Colby down to Hutchinson for, I don't know how many tons could be in it. Maybe 10 tons, I don't know.
So basically, they're just getting rid of it. That's just
Yeah.
they're using that as their landfill.
And if you've watched anything on the news or anything, that's one of the things too that soured China on taking our recyclables, because pretty soon all we were sending over there was junk. It was all baled together in one piece, and they'd have, glass and plastic and paper and all that stuff, and they said they wanted to do it. But the way we do it, where we sort everything, that's why Sunoco has been good friends with us, because they sort well.
Well, keep working at it, Roger. We appreciate your efforts. And
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take it
Roger.
easy.
Do you need a break?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We're going to take about a 3 or 4 minute break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Is Eddie next? Well, we may not come back then.